welcome back to my channel. And for those of you, I'm going to sit down. For those of you that are new here, I am Gwen. I am an older, mature woman with transgender experience making all kinds of content, and everyone is welcome. I'd like to welcome all my new subscribers to the channel. I thank you for trusting me enough to make content that you hopefully will enjoy. I was going to do something a little different today. I was going to, especially for the new subscribers, I was going to kind of backtrack through my transition, but I might say that for next week. So we'll see. I hope everyone's had a wonderful weekend. I hope the start of your week has been good. Let's see, for myself, not too much going on last week. It's kind of quiet. Just the usual, daily stuff that, work, shopping, taking care of the house, taking care of the dogs, what have you. I was going to go see the girls for coffee on Saturday, but I don't know. I was just exhausted. So Saturday was spent as more of a self-care day. I did a lot of self-care, which was good. It felt good. It was nice to do. So I did that. Let's see, Sunday I did some cooking. I didn't really do any running around. Yeah, no. Just cooking. Did some house cleaning, and now we're into the start of the week. Today is actually a very special day for me. It's my anniversary, but not the anniversary that you would think. It was actually 4 years ago today was the start of where I am today. It was the start of my journey. It was the first day that I started taking gender-affirming hormones, and it's been quite the experience and adventure ever since. And looking back over the past 4 years, I don't regret any single day of not doing what I have done. Excuse me. Really didn't have a lot to talk about today. A number of months back, I reconnected with a childhood friend of mine. Her and her family grew up about 5 houses down the street from where I grew up. And she was in the same high school class as I was. Her younger brother, 3 years younger, was one of my good friends, and he still is. Well, after graduation, she moved to the west coast of the United States, and she is definitely part of the LGBTQ community. And we just, not that we grew apart, our lives just went in different directions, and it was just recently that we kind of reconnected, and we've been talking on Facebook Messenger, and she had mentioned to me about, somehow we got talking about Panama, and she mentioned she has a friend that lives in Panama, And actually, Saturday she sent me this gal's email address, and we started. This gal, her name is Christine. Her and I started communicating, and I don't know if she's part of the LGBTQ community, but she is actually very accepting. And I know the area that she lives in Panama. She's on the west side of the country, over near Boguete. Actually, she's on the other side of the mountain from Boguete. She's over near a small town, Volcan, which I actually was in about a little over 4 years ago. And anyways, we were talking about different things, and I had mentioned, I says I would not mind living, snowbirding, whatever you want to call it, living in Panama City, but I found it was too expensive. And she remarked and said that she has a friend who doesn't have a lot of money and lives quite comfortably in Panama City. And I'm like, oh, I did not realize that. So it kind of not makes me rethink, but it's kind of like gives me some inspiration, or I'm not gonna say hope. Gives me some maybe thoughts, planning that sometime in the future that might be a destination that I might highly consider in the wintertime. Because the winters around here, especially this winter, has been unbelievably cold. Unbelievably cold, and like today, it's very dark and gray out. I was actually thinking about filming outside for a bit, and I really did want to, but it's really cold. Well, it's not that cold. It's very gray. It's out. It's 43 degrees Fahrenheit, 6 C. So I mean, it's a little cool, especially I'd have to put a coat on. And I wouldn't be able to stay outside too long because I do have a skirt on. I'd have to be a little bit more dressed. Now today and tomorrow is supposed to be about the same, and then Thursday, actually Wednesday night, there's a cold front coming through, and Thursday the daytime temperature is, we're going to go from like 43, 6 degrees C down to Thursday's high is supposed to be 18 or minus 7 C. What? And then it's supposed to be cold for the next 10 days. Oh, I really am tired of the cold. It just, not that it's unbearable. We don't, and the interesting thing is I noticed this morning is we just don't have the snow. Actually, I have green grass in my front yard. There is no snow on the ground. It all melted off last week. We had a couple of days that were in the 50s, but we have no snow. And even with this cold front coming through, they're talking about we might get some lake effect snow, maybe around an inch or 2.5 centimeters. So I don't think we're going to be getting a lot, but we just have not had the snow. It's a very unusual winter. Like I said, very cold, very dry. It kind of follows what happened during the fall when it was just dry. But the wind is, we've had a very windy season, and that wind is out of the northwest, and It's that article, and it just cuts right through you. And I don't know, I just can't, I can't, I'm not gonna say take it. It just becomes difficult um, to bear after so many years. So, but anyways, I figure this is what, middle of January. We've got, well, it's 2 months to the official spring. Around here, it's about 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks before the weather really starts turning. February can be cold. Hopefully, it won't be. We'll have to wait and see. So, anyways, not much else going on. Like I said, it was kind of a light week, or slow week, and quiet week. And as I said, I wanted to at least kind of give a backstory to my new subscribers of where I was, where I've been, and where I am. But I think I'm going to save that to next week, because really looking at the next week is going to be another quiet week, which is perfectly fine. Let's see. As far as news go, things are getting to be a little concerning. I happen to come across a video. I think it was on Facebook, and this young gal. She lives out in California, and she's a cisgender woman, assigned female at birth, and she went to renew her passport. Well, she's a trans advocate. I think she said a very open, maybe it was the right word, or very loud. I don't remember. But she said she's a trans advocate because she has quite a few trans friends, and she has a transgender sister. So she went to renew her passport because it was going to expire, and she also has global entry, which for those of you that may not know what that is, it's a card. It's about the size of a charge card. I actually have one, and it has your name, your photo. On file, they have your fingerprints, and I think that's it. But anyways, you can use at certain international airports in the U.S. you can use global entry instead of using a passport. For those of us that are close enough and travel to Canada, especially by car, you can use global entry instead of using a passport. So anyways, she went to renew her passport, and she got a notification from global entry that she's not identified in the government website. And she's like, what? So she went ahead and started looking into renewing her passport, and there's no information about her or her passport on any of the government websites. And she says, was I scrubbed? And then she kind of tied it to it was a statement, I think, by Department of Justice, the U.S. Department of Justice, that said that they are now classifying transgender advocates as domestic terrorists. So she's wondering if this is related to that, or if it was strictly a computer glitch. She says, but she's going to be meeting with someone. I think it's today. She's supposed to be meeting with somebody from a passport office to see if she can get this resolved. She doesn't understand why she's not being allowed to update her passport, or even her global entry. But it's kind of concerning because the fact that all her information has been removed. So she doesn't even exist as a person, which is very scary for a lot of people. And is this the start of possibly removing from government records any LGBTQ person, let's just say their government existence? Is this the start? Making us non-persons, which could lead to other things such as deportation, because we would not be considered citizens, imprisonment, and sent to detention camps like Alligator Alcatraz, which is the modern equivalent of a concentration camp. I don't know. I don't know. Luckily for myself, my passport does not expire until 2034? I'd have to go look. 2034, yeah, because they're 10 years. So my passport doesn't expire to 2034. Hopefully, we'll have to wait and see. This whole mess will be resolved, and I won't have to worry about it. The good side is since I don't have to renew it, I can at least leave the country. There is a possibility I could probably be restricted if I came back. I don't know. But if I'm leaving the country, I'm leaving for Panama, and I may not have to worry about coming back. We'll have to wait and see. So there's a little bit of just discerning news in the news. And of course, there's the ongoing protest against immigration and customs enforcement, or ICE. I have my own views, which, I understand the concept behind trying to deport individuals that are here illegally, but the methods that they're using, and the fact that they're also targeting citizens, people of color, and other marginalized groups, I don't agree with. I question whether some of these ICE individuals are actually I'm not going to say government employees. They are, but let's say professionals. I wonder, without any proof, if a lot of these individuals are just these right-wing fringe groups that now feel emboldened. But, well, I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, enough of the depressing stuff. I'm not going to depress you any longer. So, this week, nothing really going on. Tomorrow I'm here. Thursday, got some running around to do. I have to go for electrolysis, and Well, that's right. Thursday morning, registration opens up for Keystone Conference, so I'm going to be doing that. I have a friend of mine from West Virginia. This will be her first time going, so it's going to be really exciting. I get to, we've talked and texted back and forth for quite a few years. We've never met each other in person, so that's going to be kind of fun to get to meet each other in person and spend time together. So that's going to be really great. Keystone's not until March, but registration opens on Thursday, so I'm looking forward to that. Starting to plan my trip at the end of the month to Pennsylvania for my yearly exam. That's next on the docket. Let's see. Thursday is electrolysis. Friday is grocery shopping. Since I had wanted to go see the Girls for Coffee on last Saturday, and I didn't do it because I just felt so tired, I am going to try very, very, very hard to go see the girls on Saturday for coffee. It'll be first time in 2 months. So I'll be looking forward to that. Sunday, probably watch NFL football. It's the playoffs. Do I have any particular team that I'm rooting for? Not really. For those of you that do follow the NFL, I am kind of rooting for the Denver Broncos. I think some of you know this, that I'm a very big college football fan, the NCAA college football, and the quarterback for Denver, Bo Nix, graduated out of Oregon, and he's a very, very good quarterback, so I'm kind of rooting for them. As far as the AFC goes, the NFC, maybe the Seahawks. I don't know. I'd like to see those two in the Super Bowl. The Philadelphia Eagles got defeated. Of course, Kansas City Chiefs are out. Not that I'm a Eagles fan, I'm more of a Kansas City Chiefs fan. There's a possibility that the Chicago Bears, could make it to the Super Bowl over the Seahawks. I don't know. It'd be interesting. Of course, the big one mostly kind of sort of follow because it's local team, so to speak. It's in the state. It's really the only. Yes, it's the only state located football team, and that's the Buffalo Bills, who played Denver this weekend, so we'll have to see how that goes. So other than that, so they might take up some of my Sunday, and then we're in the next week already. So, oh well, it's the way it goes, but it's fine. One day closer to spring. That's the way I look at it. Gosh, my phone's blowing up. Somebody wants to text me quite a bit. Anyways, I'm going to wrap things up. I kind of rambled on for, we're coming up on 24, almost 25 minutes, and I've rambled on for probably 15 of those. So I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your week. I hope you have an even better weekend. As always, like, share, subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, topics you'd like me to talk about, please, in the comments section below. Those of you that have been around long enough know that I respond to all comments. So, with that, like I said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, an even better weekend, and I will see you all here on a chilly next Tuesday. Bye, everyone.